Welcome back. As the new year rolls in, new challenges confront Nigeria as it enters into the election year, a year some may have termed the big year. With different permutations regarding the future of the country in this critical year, the manner in which politicians comport themselves has been hinged on the continued unity of the country. On our big story, our political correspondent, Seun Okinbaloye, takes a look at the importance of the year and how politics could shape it.
Welcome to the year 2015, a year laden with a lot of expectations. 2 years ago and in the year 2014, a lot was said about the year 2015. And here we are in the year 2015. A lot of permutations and predictions were made about the unity of this country and what may become of us as Nigerians. But here we are today. It's a big election year for Nigeria, and politics will determine a lot in our fortunes.
Because it's a big election year, political parties will roll out drums in a big way. The streets will be agog like carnivals. Politicians will go to town to seek electorate votes. It is a year we do not know for sure how it will end. The beginning is already filled with optimism, as different political parties have high hopes for the year.
For my party, the All Progressives Grand Alliance, we are looking forward to having a very successful year.
Some of the superpowers have also even psyched us into thinking that we might end up broken. I am saying that Nigeria will remain even after the general elections of 2015, by the grace of God.
The 2015 election is no doubt a major event on the minds of many Nigerians. The politics of it have generated a lot of heat, and much of it will manifest in the coming days. As the two top contenders in the presidential race emerge, the parties have begun mouthing on their candidates' strengths.
Given the issues that we are facing in Nigeria today, such as corruption, insecurity, economic sabotage, unemployment, is one person who, through his antecedents, through his track record, can tackle and address the challenges. He's done it before.
It's very comforting for the PDP. A 72-year-old presidential candidate facing our 50-something-year-old sitting president. It's good for us. We welcome it. And we look forward to 2015. We've defeated that particular candidate 3 times, I think, and we defeat him again in 2015.
INEC as an institution will be keenly watched. The eyes of the world will be on it.
The greatest challenge and threat to the 2015 general elections, as we see it in the Commission, is the conduct by many critical stakeholders in the political arena.
But as a big light is beamed on the umpire, what confidence do the politicians have in INEC?
And he has assured us that the Commission is ready with the logistics and planning to give us a credible election. So we believe him.
We appeal to INEC, just like any other political party we appeal to INEC. We appeal to them to continue to prepare for a free and fair election.
We have our own worries. And these worries stem from, one, unavailability of permanent voters' card in many areas.
Clear and firm warnings by the president in his New Year message about the behaviors and utterances of politicians.
This government will act decisively against anyone who disrupts the public peace before, during, or after the 2015 general elections.
Recently, the Department of State Security also sent out stern warnings to politicians on this. The two top political parties have pointed accusing fingers on this.
What is the position of an opposition in a civilized polity? If you identify the shortcomings of a government, you tell that government its shortcomings, and you say, why don't you try this alternative route?
No doubt pressure will mount on political office holders, but delivering on electionary promises will help put smiles on the faces of Nigerians. For the big story, Sheon Okimbale reporting for Channels Television News.
It's the first day of 2015, and it is one that is filled with high hopes and a tinge of anxiety for Nigerians, considering the oil price drop and general elections around the corner. Some governors across the nation are already making proclamations of better days for their citizens, and this will be most keenly watched. Our correspondent, Oreoluwa Shonibare, reports.
I see a greater and more prosperous Abia State.
The governor of Abia State there commending the people for their support, saying his administration still has a lot up his sleeves.
Though we have less than 5 months to the end of this government, I pledge to continue to give my best in the new year and equally work to fully realize ongoing projects as our resources may dictate.
But what else is special about the year? Well, as Governor Rotimi Amechi of Rivers State puts it, it is a year of deciding what path to walk on.
This new year also ushers us into an election year that will afford us a good opportunity to exercise our rights as free citizens, the right to vote and be voted for, and above all, the right to enthrone peaceful change with our votes and bring about those things that we have been clamoring for. 2015 is important for us as a people, determined to take our destiny in our own hands.
Beyond the politics, the year is also one for forgiveness, an act no better exhibited than by the governor of Nasarawa State, Tanko Almakura, over rumors that were spread of his death. Economic development is also a factor to consider in the new year, and although oil prices are shaky, there are still many ways to stay buoyant.
Our hopes and dreams shall not fall with the falling oil prices. With our numerous human and material resources, we shall not surrender our ambitions to dwindling oil prices in the international markets. We shall draw on history and our past accomplishments to stretch the scope of our vision and expand the boundaries of our possibilities.
As the leaders speak of their expectation from their followers in the new year, they should have it in mind that the same is expected from them by those they lead. Oreoluwa Shonibare, Channels Television News.
And as the general elections draw closer, youths across the country have been urged to shun politicians that attempt to use them as tools to perpetuate violence, as this will lead to a total breakdown of law and order. This message was passed by the Deputy Governor of Kaduna State, Ambassador Audu Bajoga, who paid a visit to Sanga local government, where 10 people lost their lives. Listing the plans of the federal government to ensure that youths are gainfully employed, Ambassador Bajoga says this will help them focus and stay out of trouble.
The future of every society and every government. That is why we have not gone anywhere to campaign this year. This is the beginning, and we are starting with the youth to show you their importance. We must work with them, and we shall work with them. And if you look at all the programs we have had, either Shopee or what, we are targeting the youth more than any other person. And that has been the policy of this government. Definitely, we shall always put the youth in front. They are the ones that even do the elections these days. They are the ones that can stand all day and help us even win the elections. So there are people that have a stake in the democracy of this country.
Good evening. Welcome to Business News. I am Adeshewa Josh. Now, President Goodluck Jonathan has promised that his administration will ensure that the downturn in the price of oil globally does not affect the nation's economy adversely in the new year. During his New Year broadcast, the president said financial processes are being adjusted to safeguard the economy, and the steps are taken to ensure that low and medium income earners do not bear the brunt. According to him, foundations are being laid for a vibrant economy that will attract significant foreign direct investment and promote policies that will ensure economic stability.
We will ensure stability in the value of the naira by striving to take away speculative behaviors that cause market exchange pressures. We will continue to build and maintain a healthy external reserve position and strengthen fiscal buffers. Will ensure that naira remains strong and give foreign investors the clarity and certainty that they need to guide future investment decisions. We will continue to improve our payment system and strengthen risk-based supervision mechanisms for Nigerian banks to ensure overall health and stability of the banking system.
That's President Goodluck Jonathan speaking on the nation's economy in the year 2015. Now, in reaction to the president's speech on the economy, the Chief Executive Officer of Financial Derivatives Company Limited, Mr. Bismarck Rawane, stated that the government needs to take action in order to protect the economy from external shocks in the new year. Mr. Rawane is of the opinion that the present administration needs to tackle corruption as well as over-bloated public service.
What it hasn't said is the how. How are you going to go about it? How are you going to make that happen? If you look at all the speeches from all the presidents, every year it's the same thing. We're going to emphasize non-oil, we're going to do this and do that. Now we are facing the volatility. So we now need to deal with the how. How are we going to go about it? The first thing we need to know is, are we going to bring down the benchmark from 65 to 50? Because the price today is $56, $57. You got to bring that down to 50. We've got to do what Venezuela did. We've got to cut the salaries of legislators and members of the executive. We've got to cut their salaries and all of that. So it's a good speech, but we need to translate it into actions.
And as crude oil prices decline further globally, analysts are expecting the Nigerian economy to present a tougher business environment in the new year. Now, they explain that the federal government will face a challenge in revenue generation, while some Nigerians have the opportunity of benefiting from the situation.
With the benchmark reference price, being changed from 73 to as low as 65, with, the potential of even further decline in that perspective. So that certainly presents a big challenge for government spending. And you know that government in Nigeria still presents a major spender of resources. So that certainly will impact negatively on a number of businesses.
The potential still outweigh the risk in the Nigerian economy. So when you travel outside the country and you tell them that you are a Nigerian and they see you maybe trying to get a visa to go to these countries, they will think you are a crazy person because there are better deals in Nigeria. So it is still there. The election, I believe, will come and go.
And that's business news tonight. Thanks a lot for watching. Happy New Year. The news at 10 continues in a moment.
Still ahead on the news at 10, ahead of Super Eagles International Friendly, assistant coach Daniel Amokachi shuts the door on invited players. That's on Sports News. Do stay with us.